I've got something that you don't know about me. Do you want to take a guess? I'll give you a hint. It is in regards to basketball.
You've won a basketball championship.
Close, but no cigar. I was captain of our 2012 basketball team at the Grammar, and I still don't know the rules.
What was it, a merit team?
No, but it brings me back to NBA kicking off this week.
It's back, brother.
It really feels like it never left.
Yeah, it's probably because they play more games than Joe Rogan's done podcasts.
Per year?
Yeah, per year.
No, well, we've got a very good offer from our very good friends, our best, our only friends over at Ned's, and that is similar to their NFL offer, that if your team is up by 12 points at halftime, they'll pay you out as a winner. Single bets only, max stake $250. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Watch this. He won't answer. He'll leave us on.
Oh, imagine.
Oh, bro. I don't need to imagine. I can see it. Yep. No answer. From Stephen Askin, Mr. Reliable.
You have reached a message bank of 040.
That's so dogs.
Standard of Steve Askin.
Doesn't that really just show his commitment to this podcast, Jack?
Yeah, it does. And that's what I'm fucking most disappointed about, is that he talks this big game about loyalty and, being there for his mates, code. Like he lives his life by this, certain set of guidelines that no one else does, and he's better for it, and fuck you dogs and all this sort of stuff. But he's worse than the rest of us, and
he's let us down once again.
And I can't believe we're double ringing him.
Crazy X.
Oh.
Yo.
Oh, here he is.
Yeah, what's going on?
We just double called you like a Crazy X because you didn't pick up on the first dial.
Yeah. I'm used to that.
So
what's happening?
What's going on, brother? Where are you?
I'm in Brankston.
Brankston?
Brankston?
Where the fuck's Brankston?
Next to Bankstown.
Next to Stockton. Doing the Stockton slap with Nate Diaz, my boy.
Doing the Nate Diaz Stockton slap. That's the big conspiracy theory. People think he's from Sacramento. He's really from fucking Stockton, Australia.
That's it. How's the fort going down without the captain there?
Mate, I was just telling Brando we're lost at sea without you.
I can tell by the time you're ringing me. Holy hell. You must be playing up, getting on it.
No, we just had to do some actual work, and we knew we could do that without you here,
Yeah, that's it.
A little masterpiece, if you will. Probably our best work, if I do say so myself.
Someone tell Martin Scorsese.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, tell Martin Scorsese he's out of a job. We've fucking taken over.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll get Guy Ritchie on the phone, bro, with Wind Farm Rob.
Tell him we've got a couple of good characters for him.
Yeah, that's it,
Yeah.
So, Steve, anything you want to get off your chest about your trip or about UFC on the weekend?
No, well, let's get into the trip first. This is episode 96. Welcome back to the NI Sports. We've got a ring in today. Houston, we have a problem. That problem is named Steve Askin. Tell us, mate, what are you doing today?
No, well, fuck the trip, and let's get straight into what I do best, and that's picking bets, cunt. And I tried to tell everyone. I gave you all the warnings, posted in the group, told everyone that I was watching with the fights. Everyone's going, Robbie Whittaker, he'll take him into deep rounds. Chimaev, fucking, look how gassed he was fighting Usman. Max Holloway, never been dropped in his career, never been finished. I said, boys, past performance, and Jack, take note of this, write this down in the book, brother. Past performance counts for nothing, bro. It's on the fight, on the day. You cannot bring recency bias into a bet. It doesn't matter if fucking Djokovic has won fucking 8 Australian Opens in a row. Father time counts, stops for no one, bro. Undefeated, and past performance counts for fuck all on the night. And guess what? Robbie Whittaker woke up with 3 of his teeth in the back of his fucking mouth. And Max Holloway woke up on the fucking deck, cunt, staring up into space going, what the fuck?
Steve, you know what I'm imagining right now? Steve at some little roadhouse accommodation absolutely yelling into the phone and these cunts walking past going, what is this cunt so amped up about?
Yeah. They're going, holy fuck, this cunt's lost it. You know where I actually am? I'm in Tara's car, sitting out in. That's why I missed the call the first time.
Or you have to get in the car.
Yeah, because I knew I was going to be yelling and getting passionate and shit. So I was like,
Of course.
A little bit of soundproof needed there, eh?
Yeah, no, I do appreciate
exactly.
that, mate. Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the car having a vape. And thank fuck I can do the podcast having a vape again. Like, it feels good, you know?
At least you got service too. Like, are you sort of, is the place you're actually at, I actually have no idea where it is. Is it a little bit rural?
No. Well, it's in the Hunter Valley, bro.
Oh, right.
South of Newcastle or what?
Well, it's west of Newcastle, bro. So
you've gone the inland route.
No, Newcastle's. It's probably 60 k's from Newcastle, so we're just off the coast. Yeah, it's like
nice coal mining territory, brother.
No, yeah, Hunter Valley, bro. What? Wine territory, bros. I'll go get on the fucking Reds tomorrow. Go get sloshed.
Go see Callum Ponga's dad. See if he can get in your car.
yeah.
Get him to send 50, please, back to you. Sports.
I'll say, hey, bro, you got that Nissan Pathfinder? I just need to drop off to KP. I'm heading down that way, brother.
Just put that big duffel bag in the where the spare tire is, and I'll look the other way, brother.
Yeah, put the duffel bag full of money in where the spare tire is, and then put that other duffel bag full of you know what in the boot.
Yeah, throw away the mag key.
I got easy access to it.
Oh wow! Sounds like you're gearing up for a big trip, bro. So what? You're out this week and next week, right?
Because I can't disclose what I've actually come down here to do. So, I'm going over.
Sounds very red hot.
Yeah. Well, it's not red hot. It's, I'm not going to be raising money for the homeless, but I will be breaking. I will be breaking a record associated with that. So,
a little Easter egg there for everyone listening.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I've come here to do.
Stay tuned for more, eh?
Yeah, and then I didn't even pack. I didn't even pack me joggers, man. I'm just going to do it barefoot. So
you're raw dogging the shit.
Yeah, raw dogging it. Yeah.
The First Nations did it raw dog, and I feel like we should, follow in their footsteps.
Yeah, exactly, brother.
Because Steve's a big Australia Day guy, so
yeah.
He's loyal to the nation.
Yeah.
He's loyal to the fans. He's loyal to the fighters. Got around Bobby Whittaker and Max Holloway, and just
bro. Patriotism also counts for nothing in the gambling world. If you've got a bias, bro, then you can't make money in fucking my saloon, brother.
Steve, I've got a bit of a question for you straight off the bat. With that statement that past performances count for nothing. How do you feel about that being in direct
contradiction?
Contradiction to Rule 28 that the stats don't lie.
Yeah, right. That is, but man, the book is full of contradictions.
Yeah, right. Okay, and that's really the overarching theme of the book is that there's depths to the game you can't see. So you've got to really, you've got to use the rules. Although contradictory, apply for certain circumstances and they don't apply for others. And it's up to you to figure out which ones do and which ones don't. And that's what a good gambler is.
Because opportunity is everything in life, brother. And I've already gave you that red car spiel once upon a time back about 20 episodes ago.
I believe it was good luck is opportunity meeting preparation or something like that.
That is it, brother. That is it. The red car theory, red couch, gambling affiliates.
That's all right. I was just testing you because obviously, they were in direct contradiction of one another and, you passed the test.
Yeah. And, certain sports, bro, I could say past performance counts for nothing. Well, the Penny Panthers, would spit in my face. Bizarre, blue eye, got ski goggles on, cigars in. They'd be going, what are you talking about? Can't 4 in a row.
Whiz fizz in
But
the
when
pockets.
when you're talking about fighting, man, it's irrelevant what you've done in your past, man. And every fighter has a puncher's chance. It's like
Well, I
it's
believe
one shot.
it feeds into the old adage of you're only as good as your last fight. Is that correct?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. I might go down to the fucking. There's a pub here called the Fetty. I was like, can't. That's it. It's called the Federal,
Fetty
but they
Wap.
got a sign. Yeah, they got a sign out the front, and it's going the Fetty. I'm going, yeah, I'll go down to the Fetty bar, just fucking punch on with a couple of fucking Blues supporters.
Go to the Fetty, get on the Fenty.
Yeah, I'll show me Queensland ID, and the barkeeper will be going, here we go, boys. We got another fucking Queenslander at the pub. I'll be going, cunt, you know, Hamzat Chamoy, that's my fucking cousin, cunt.
See my beard? It's the same
you
beard
see my
as he's
beard,
got.
cunt? You think I'm from Queensland, cunt? I'm deep state.
I'm deep state. I'm with the fucking Chechnyan warlords that Hamzat's
I'm
mates
half
with.
wolf, brother.
I'm half wolf. I'm a Chechnyan fucking deep state spy, cunt.
So, Steve, before we let you go, are you living up to the classic Steve Askin lifestyle? And what I mean by that is how many hours sleep will you be getting a night, even though you're doing these long days in the car? Long days doing...
Well, the first question is actually, he's left yesterday or Monday, is that right? Oh, yesterday was Monday.
What was that, sorry?
When did you leave? Sunday?
No. So we went to bed 9:30 Monday morning and left at 4 p.m. Oh, we got up at 1:30 p.m. Monday because I had to organise shit for TRL, the bar,
Of course.
the podcast.
Yeah.
All
And you've
my
organised a lot for
businesses.
the podcast too.
Yeah.
That was a lot of work there.
Text Brando, made sure he was able to look after everything.
Yeah.
And then, jumped in the car. You wouldn't actually believe it. Got into Brizzy at 1 a.m. last night. Was planning to go to the Cass last night, but then I was like, oh, fuck.
Let's
We got
keep
another
going.
8-hour drive tomorrow. So we'll just call it a night. Walk into reception, going, hey, man, room for because Tara booked it over the phone, room for this. Can't find the name. Couldn't find the confirmation email. She's going off. I'm going, whoa, calm down. Old mate's like, could barely speak English. And I felt bad for him because it wasn't his problem, right? But lo and behold, we're meant to be staying there tonight. It's fucking 1 a.m. What the fuck are we going to do? So I said, what? You think I can't fucking jump in a car and drive all night down in New South Wales? I was like, that's a piece of piss. I'm proven track record. I do this shit for a living, cunt. So, then we just boosted another 8 hours. So we got here at 11 o'clock this morning. So, we did, coming off a super weekend.
Yeah, mate, that's
So how many servo crumb sausages have you consumed?
No, man. I was boosting the whole way. So, I was just pumping the water.
No rest for the wicked, eh?
That's it. Yeah.
You want to dance with the devil? You dance with me.
That's it. Just got a brekkie. I got a bacon, egg, hash brown wrap just outside of Coffs Harbour, which was good. And then that lasted me to fucking Brankston, brother.
Really? That's probably equivalent to like 7 days worth of food, that one meal.
Yeah. It was good, man. But to answer your question, I will still be long nights into long days. That's
We want some.
that's what I live my life for, brother.
We need a bit of documented footage as well, please. Like you're going on this big expedition. There needs
No
to
one
be
knows
a
about it.
bit of proof to the pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Netflix is bidding for the doco, so if they don't buy it, then I'll sell it to Nice Sports LLC.
Yeah. I think we might get some mate rates on those ones, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy.
Righto, brother. Well, thank you. We'll touch base again next week on the pod, but hope to see maybe a couple stories throughout. Whether I then delete them or not later.
Yeah, that's what I was
no
just about to
promises.
say. Well, if I'm putting up fucking stories, cunt, I've got amnesty that they can't be deleted. So I'm the captain now.
Yeah,
Look
no,
at me.
no comment to that.
I believe amnesty, the correct definition is deleted without charge. So,
Yes.
you know, he may have used the wrong term there. We will be deleting without any concern for yourself.
Oh, brother. I'll have. Well, I will be.
I think what
awake
you meant
when
to say was
aren't.
you wanted immunity, not amnesty.
Immunity, yes,
yeah.
yes. Well, I will be uploading stories while you's in the comfort of your own bed. You know, getting your solid 8 hours.
Yeah.
There's
You're
8
nocturnal.
hours.
He operates on a
There's
different
8
level.
hours. There's 8 hours that the wolf's got control of fucking Instagram. Brando's waking up in night terrors every fucking morning because he's wigging out what I've uploaded.
Hey, now tell us.
Give Snapchat a fucking. We need to get back into that. You can put rogue shit on Snapchat.
Bob Menery's got off Instagram and he's got on. Your cousin's got off Instagram. He's only on
So
Snapchat
you've got
now.
free reign on the Snapchat, brother. You can do the most red hot shit
Anything you want.
We actually do need to. I reckon we've still got the old OG logo on the Snapchat too, like the nice, just the black and white, you know, with the letters.
Maybe we do.
I can't remember. I think we changed it, but anyway.
I don't even know what the fucking password and shit
Bro,
is.
it's
but
like we gave all our personal accounts access. So when you go to post a story, it should just come up there somewhere. Like not my story. It's just got nice sports. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, we might have to we'll have to start pushing the Snapchat a bit, eh? Get some, because the opens group's going off its head. We might have to drive all that traffic or drive all Jack's Friday Stomper traffic to the fucking Snapchat.
I'd love to know how many likes you get on an Instagram story because I guarantee it'd be fucking zero.
Fuck off, cunt. Those ones of me and Brody playing golf, they've been getting more than your Stomper fucking story.
So what, they've been getting 3 likes?
And I got like 20 on the last one.
Fuck off. You talk shit.
Oh, I did, bro.
No, that's not true.
The people want to see.
Yeah.
The people want to see my demise, but it's never going to happen, brother.
I know. Now, lastly, I do want you, while you're in New South Wales, to hit a pokies room and do some vaping in there. Yeah, you can smoke in the pokies room down there. So, and $10 max bet.
We literally made a joke just before. We're going, fuck the wine tours. Let's go smoke in the pokey room all day tomorrow.
It's as good as the wine tour, brother. Let me tell you.
Fuck, you know. Hey, don't need grapes to make wine, brother. Just need New South Wales pokey room.
Good stuff. Right, bro.
Captain Junk.
Thank you very much.
We'll touch base with you next week when we're doing this again.
Easy, boys. Stay safe.
See ya.
Talk to ya.
Thank fuck. Jesus Christ. I think we go headphones off. I want to feel like this is a different part. Do we need to cancel the fucking headphones or not?
Nah, all good, bro. It's just...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What's your read on that, brother?
Well, welcome to episode 96, ladies and gentlemen, of the Nice Sports
Very
Podcast.
long interlude.
Yeah, we've just touched base there with Captain Junk, Steve Jeffrey Askin. He's currently doing a little quick 2-week trip around Australia. Don't ask us why. Don't ask us how.
Don't ask us where he's going, where he's come from.
When he's going to be where. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say, you know, like, I'm really, really excited for tonight's pod. I thought about it today. I didn't really even think about that Steve wasn't going to be here till today. And I actually was talking to someone today and I said, I think it's the first podcast I've done without Steve. I think maybe there's been one other.
I think there might have been one. The only one he's missed, I think, when it was early in the piece when you come on board.
Early in the piece. And like went out at episode 96. I come on at episode 35.
Did ya?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Which is actually like a little bit mind-blowing sort of thing when you think about it. But
that is crazy.
Yeah, I come on at episode 35. We're now at episode 96. And I think I've only done one without Steve.
Yeah.
Because obviously in the early days it was me and him while we did intermittently with you while you were out at Thierry. But holy fuck, man, I'm keen to do this pod with you tonight just because, like, I'll be able to get a few words in. We won't have to hear fucking dribble. Like, I mean, guys, you can't see this on the camera. We might be able to show it, but, like, where Brandon sits, where I sit, there's no, like, dirty marks on the back of the wall. He's got this massive, like, little black stain behind where he sits.
It's like brown. It's
brown.
like a faded brown. And we were sort of talking about it in the green room and just think he's that much of a dirty cunt that He probably hasn't had a shower in 2 days when he rocks up.
And yeah, he's been bendering for 5 of those 2 days. So I like to think, like Brandon likes to think it's just like the dirt. I like to think that it's his spirit leaking out of him because he is an evil fucking motherfucker. But I mean, that's a story for another pod. So
yeah, for sure. But bro, keen to get into it. Fuck, where do we want to start, man? We've got a fair bit to get through this episode, bro. But have you been watching any of the rugby league international stuff? The Pacific Nations, I believe it's called.
I have been, mate. And someone actually hit me up this week about fuckwit and said, like, does he know that he went on a big yarn and spiel last week about, like, the Australian team, like, you know, they hold themselves that they're the best in the world and they can't beat Tonga by, you know, more than 18 points and blah, 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 blah.
Like half the top players aren't even playing? Is that where we're going with this?
Half the top players aren't even playing. We also, and I mentioned it last pod, that, like, we have loosened the... Not restrictions.
Expectation?
No, not expectation. We've loosened the prerequisite for you to play for those countries so that people that born here but of Tongan ancestry, descent, you know, are able to play for those teams. So it's a lot more equal now, which is what the goal of the NRL was. We didn't want a Gillaroos flogging PNG fucking 86-0 or whatever the fuck it was. That's not interesting. That's not a good game.
Proud Australian, that's not even interesting to watch.
No one wants that. And only people want tight competition. So I'm really happy that we've done this sort of thing. And we've loosened the there was Michael Jennings has played for Australia, New Zealand and Cook Islands, PNG, some Pacific Island nation.
You know, yes,
so and look, that just goes to show as we're evolving as a game. You know, Australia was the test team. You wanted to make that team, and then it was like a little bit more like, hey, let's sort of pump up, you know, where you're from or where you might want to represent. And Michael Jennings obviously was like, you know, I feel a little bit more Kiwi than I do Australian. So he's like, I'm going to play for the Kiwi team. And then it was like, even though I've done that, like I'm really technically descended from. And sorry, Malcolm, I'm really sorry. I can't remember where you're from, actually. But you're from somewhere over there, and you're now like the third player. You're the only player in the history of the NRL to play for 3 different test teams.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy for that. Same as Jack DeBellin.
Yeah.
Born in Australia, parents born in Australia, grandmother's from PNG. Now, people might blow up about that or whatever, but like I am all for these teams while we go through this evolutionary period, that we sort of support all these other teams as best we can so that the competition's as tight as it is that we do with the salary cap in the normal NRL.
Yeah, bro, I think there's only good things to come from it. And yeah, as you said, it's not a good sight when, you know, say we have the top Australian team and then we're just versing all these other nations where maybe there's only 1 or 2 NRL players in the team and then it's just all people we don't know. It's not good for entertainment purposes, for morale of the international game and all the rest of it, bro. So,
and there is whispers, or there is this overarching theme when you listen to Denon Kemp, Matty Johns, Andrew Johns, 360, that although State of Origin is the crown jewel and it always will be the crown jewel, hopefully, that we want to eventually get the international comp to a level of State of Origin, because like AFL, although hot on our heels, you know, greater attendance, less viewership, probably is it in more states than us? It's in Brisbane, New South Wales. I suppose we have
South
ACT.
Australia, WA. You'd assume so. Yeah,
it's very sort of level
Other
in
than
regards to the
Northern
national
Territory,
game, but we have an international comp, and we have this State of Origin. And so like that's where I feel really fall behind the mark. So I can understand why the NRL as a corporate entity, their expansion is into these other realms or these other not industries, these other markets. And so they want to really bolster that. And so I'm all for that. The only thing I really this is probably the hardest thing I want to push for in the NRL, and it's only come to light really for me since watching the NFL this year, is that we need to reduce the season. I understand marketing, money, business, all that sort of stuff. But if we are now going to get to the point where the international comp is bolstering up and there is a lot more players from the NRL playing in these ancestry teams, they're playing 27 rounds in the normal comp.
Yeah, NRL, that was this year.
3 high intense State of Origin games, and then I think it's 4 weeks of international at the end. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you're playing 34 games of the hardest game pretty much in the world.
And you're not factoring in pre-season, which basically starts, December.
Yep.
Or if you're a newbie, probably November.
Yep.
You're not factoring in, getting a little niggle at some stage throughout the year. You're not factoring in, bro. It's just too many games.
It is too many games.
It's just too many games. Like, we don't want to get to a stage, which we've seen a little bit of it this year, where multiple stars from multiple teams aren't playing in these key matchups, like your Battle of Brookvales or your Anzac Day tests or whatever it may be.
Yes, like we said, that ROI, that return on investment, although you're getting all these marketing dollars, your stars, Reece Walsh was out this year, Tommy Turbo, obviously.
Adam Reynolds.
There was heaps of players out. Latrell was out intermittently all year.
Yep.
Big stars for different demographics, different ethnicities, all that sort of thing. So I really think, and like I've felt it with the NFL. I'm not even that into the NFL, but like you said, every fucking game matters. We're pretty much the halfway point now, or close to, and you're like, holy fuck! Like, these teams are like, they're now getting into the point where, like, if it's not happening now, it's not happening for this season.
Well, I seen a little graphic on Instagram today referring to the Bengals, and they were talking to Joe Burrow, their quarterback.
Blizzard Burrow.
I think their record is like 3 wins, 4 losses. And a reporter asked him, what's the strategy for the rest of the season? And he's like, it's pretty simple. We need to win 7 of our next 8 games. Like, that's the reality. Or they don't
at the halfway point.
Or they don't make playoffs. Like, that's it. That's all.
It.
So their focus is win every week at all costs. So, yeah, I do like that in the fact that, it's not this long slog. It's not like, he's got a niggle, just rest him, or, you know what I mean? There's no opportunity. If you lose, I think it's like 6 games or whatever, you're pretty much, based on the stats, if the other teams keep winning on average, you don't make the playoffs. So, it's very do or die. But, yeah, I agree. I know we've touched on it a couple of times, but, man, wouldn't you just love, in the middle of the year, club takes a break for 3 weeks. Origin goes bang, 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 3 weeks in a row. As a fan, you're not mad about that because you're fucking loving Origin. If you went Origin 3 weeks in a row, I'd love it.
100%.
Not wait every 3 weeks for it to come and then some of the star players then get rested for your favourite club or whatever it may be. It's just, there's that 8 or 9 week period that Origin's over that, people get injured, stars get rested. You know what I mean?
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
It's a mess in the
middle. If
middle.
you're at the top of the table, you could then lose a couple in a row and your spot's jeopardised. And it's sort of not even rewarding your players for playing it. It's like it's a disadvantage in the sense that your best players are playing this pinnacle of the game, but then you're disadvantaging your club side. So it's sort of, And
I'll tell you this right now. They need to figure it out fucking quick. Because when you've got KP saying, I'm resting myself for the Knights.
Yeah.
When you've got the Brisbane Broncos sacking Kevin Walters because they go, we ain't a fucking club no more, we're a fucking business. They're going to quickly start looking at State of Origin like, hey, that's all good for you, NRL. Like, I know this is fucking heresy, but I think it's like 50% of the viewership of the NRL season comes from the Origin period. And that's obviously 50% of your marketing dollars, right?
Yeah.
And so they need to figure it out really fucking quick because we're putting all these pressure on these clubs to be a business, to get results. And if it doesn't happen soon, like, new coach, new players, new roster, it's very much following the NFL. And which is all cool. I'm with that. But, we obviously want State of Origin to still be the crown jewel, but you've got to work out a way that you're demanding all this shit from these clubs and you still have this crown jewel of Origin. And it's not going to work the way it's worked so far. And so if you don't want it to both be fucked, or I don't know what you're going to do, up there in the upper management of the NRL.
I trust V'landys that he's made these few changes to the games as it evolves, and I think he'll make the right decision where, it appeases the investors, it appeases the channels that want the viewerships and can then get extra marketing dollars from business and whatnot, and then also appeases the players by it not being this drawn out season, and then all those disadvantages we just rattled off throughout the middle of the season. So if I had to trust someone, it's definitely him to get the job done.
100%. Yeah, no, I absolutely would trust him. He's very switched on, and he knows his shit. He knows how to make sure that everyone in the deal comes out on top and feels like they've won.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they do need to sort it out quickly, though.
Now, Steve-O, just to pivot for a second, little bit of negative news out of Broncos camp. So Alfie Langer allegedly moved out of the Broncos football department, so not fully sacked from the club, but it's going to be moved into more of a role that's looks after corporate sponsors and corporate partners and whatnot. Just want to get your initial thoughts on that, like sort of new coach coming in, like you just said, they want to make big business changes to see the club do better.
I don't think Madge made that decision.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think he did. To be 100% honest with you, I don't think if you're Madge, like,
you don't come in and fuck it up straight away. You
No
let him
way, man.
let him do a few games, and then if he had that opinion that he wasn't best suited there, then you'd let him go for a couple, and then say, hey, look, we need some fresh eyes or fresh hands.
You would talk to the club because, like, and this is the thing. Like, I've been to a few businesses. We've obviously done a Climbing the Corporate Ladder podcast many, many moons ago. There is nothing worse than someone coming in, right? There's a certain way a club operates. There's a certain way a business operates. There's a certain culture. There's a certain way things are done. Now, that's not saying that things can't be changed. They can. But there is no one succeeds coming in day one being like, this is all changing. Like, we're turning this thing upside down. And I don't think Madge Maguire made that decision. I really don't think he would.
I think it's like board member, upper management.
I think that they've got... And you know what? I don't know if I 100% agree with it, because Alfie Langer, one of the best playmakers all time, and I saw this, like, in the Instagram feeds and whatnot, is like, he's kind of out there as like a fucking second coach. Like, he's on the field.
Second coach, I heard, like, mentor, like,
If you are, right, let's just say you had Cam Smith as the trainer for the Storm, how much that means for the team. If you had Benji, I suppose he's the coach, but if you had Roosters, Cooper Cronk as the fucking trainer on the field, like JT as the trainer on the field for the Cowboys, like it just sort of adds that other dimension of
history, someone who's been there,
motivation, gathering the boys together.
Shoes and I agree.
And so, like, that might fall through. I don't know, but I'd love to know the data on, like, which trainer's on the field the most, because I heard that it's Alfie.
Yeah.
Like, and he's sort of like been like, oh, yeah, let's do this.
He's like
let's do
running
that.
his little blue shirt with the water and,
Yeah. I'm the trainer. Yeah. So, look, that's all good. I don't think it was Madge. I think it was just, like, the board being like, and, like, you've been through mergers? No?
Not
yes?
necessarily.
No? I've been through a few mergers, and you kind of want the old school gone and be like, this is the way we're doing things. I don't think that was by Madge. I think that might have been higher ups being like, if we're going a new direction, we're going a new direction. We don't need any undermining. We know the boys are close. We still want Alfie at the club. He's going to do a great job with the sponsors and bolstering those relationships. I think that's what happened. I think it's the best for the club.
Say you're one of the players in, like, the leadership group. How do you take that as someone who you might have enjoyed coming on and, giving you those little pep talks when you've just been scored on? How would you take that as someone like an Adam Reynolds who might have enjoyed that or got along with Alfie, thought he added value to the team? Or do you just think this is the decision, we just got to move on, we just got to get on with it?
It's an interesting thing that you mentioned there, and I saw something from Billy Walters today, Kevin's son, and said he rang Madge and said, listen, I don't blame you for the whole thing with Dad. That wasn't you. You're coming in here. I want to win a comp. I worked under you well at the Tigers, because everyone forgets that Billy was at the Tigers.
Yeah, okay.
Before he was playing for the Broncos, in the last couple of years, where Madge was there as coach. And so, like, I think if you've got to have your fucking priorities right? If you're going to fucking throw the toys out of the cot because, like, Kevin sacked and Alfie's now working with the sponsors, like, what are you here for,
Yeah,
really?
your head's
Like,
not in the right
let's
place.
talk, man. Yeah, let's talk. Like, are you here to win a comp? Are you here to be comfortable at your club? Like, what is it you want? Because we've really got to get down to brass tacks here and be like, what do you want from this club? What are you going to do for this club? And if you're worried about the trainer running water and the history, like, your priorities are fucking all out of whack, man. Like, we got to get you focused back on, are you playing good football?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about all this sort of stuff. We're taking care of that. You need to now start performing to the capacity we expect you to perform.
And look, looking at those few things, new coach, moving, old boys on, bringing in some new culture to the club, I really think it will be good for the Broncos, bro. And I'm interested to see, how they go first, say, 6 rounds of the 2025 season. Hopefully no more off-field scandals. Fingers crossed. But, yeah, it'll be good. I think it'll really show their first 4 games that they turn up and, are working good as a team and get 3 out of 4 wins. I think that'll be enough just to get the monkey off the back of the media, scrutinising them every game and doing what they do week after week. So,
yeah, quickly before we move on, because this is our saving grace, the old NRL, our favourite. Off the top of the dome piece, we haven't spoken about this at all. What are the 4 teams you feel are to look out for in 2025? I can go first if you like.
Look out for, as in, like, they might fly under the radar, or just 4 teams I think who are going to go hot?
I want to watch every one of their games, and I want to see where they end up at the end of the season.
Yeah, okay. Well, just straight off the dome piece, obviously Doggies. Pretty successful season this year. My team, I've been riding them fucking since I was like 7 years old or something. Just have added a few players. Looks like they're letting go of a couple, but I think all in all, the pack's going to be a little bit stronger when you go on position by position, and just that extra year of chemistry. I really think that it's going to be able to go further than week 1 of final. So definitely the Doggies. The Broncos, like, I've always had a soft spot for Broncos, Queensland team. A lot of, like, friends and family I know support them. So I really think that, this will be a make or break season for some of the key players. If the likes of Reynolds stays healthy, Carrigan still keeps killing it, Walsh has a bit more of a level head where he's not trying to score every play and do all the flashy shit, just play to his strengths and, be a bit more of a team player. I really think, Bronx can get back to that top 4 and, dare I say, top 2 spot by the end of the season.
While we're still talking this on that, he's in a really hard position right now, I feel, Walsh, because you've got your state coach, Billy, the best fullback the game's ever seen, teaching you and showing you certain things and really treating you as a protege, as a project, just to see how well he could, bring up the next talent. And then you've got Madge, your club captain, who is also the opposing coach of the state.
Yeah.
Or was, sorry.
Anyway.
Yeah, was, not now. He's in a fucking hard position.
Yeah.
Very fucking hard position. And, like, at the age of 20 I don't know who the fuck I'd be listening to. I don't know, like, am I fucking dogging Billy and more relying on fucking Madge? Am I more committed to the club? Am I more committed to, like, Billy because I have this closer connection with him as a mentor and, he knows the position as well as I do, and he sort of went through these things as I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. He is in one of the most rock and a hard place. Fuck me dead.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely with that, all that outside pressure of, he's like this little Justin Bieber superstar in the NRL circles, even outside of the NRL circles. There was plenty of stories throughout the season that, young girls from an opposition club, say wearing a Tigers jersey, would line up and, he does his lap around the oval, would wait there an hour so they can walk past and get a selfie with him. And everyone's sort of baffled that they have never seen a player
that was the
on
famous
this.
Vossi segment that like people that don't even watch the NRL or have a club were coming to games to see Reece Walsh play.
Like him as a person, not even him as a player.
He transcends the game at this current stage.
Sort of like a smaller scale David Beckham in a sense. Like he was like that documentary on Netflix. He was just such this celebrity figure in a sense that, you could almost forget that he was a pro athlete because you're like, holy fuck, it's David Beckham. He's this big superstar, and you sort of sometimes forget that he's like started from being a professional athlete.
He transcends that fucking expectation.
But bro, back to your question. Definitely want to see Storm, how they bounce back. You got to lose one to win one. A lot of those players, like Harry Grant, that was his first grand final. A few boys that are starting to come through, show some real talent. Jack Howarth, those sorts of guys. Munster, he's going to have another red hot crack. Jerome Hughes coming off Dally M. So definitely keen to see how Storm back up. And fourth one, Tigers, bro. You got to say the Tigers. Everyone's keen to see how they go. They've obviously get Luai and a few other players, Taruva, coming to the club. So, it'd be really exciting to see how they do. And it'll be cool to see him when they match up against the likes of
Panthers,
Doggies,
Cowboys.
Panthers.
Doggies, yeah.
Even the likes of the Broncos.
The Warriors,
'cause
Broncos.
They've got a few of these players that have played for good clubs over the last few years. And, if you're going into that game versus Tigers, it's like, fuck, this ain't the Tigers that we've always known. This is bit of Panthers, bit of Doggies, bit of fucking Raiders. You know what I mean? It's bit of Warriors, a mixture of all these teams over the last couple of years. And you're like, fuck, you're taking that game red hot serious like you would be versus, top of the table clashes. So
yeah. Now, I fully back what you were saying, or the other three teams. The only one I change out is the Storm for the Titans. I love Desi obviously being there. Tino's back from fucking ACL replacement.
Fafita backflipped and stayed.
What's you got
that do?
Fozzie
How's
there.
that work?
You got AJ Brimson coming up back in the halves, and they've stuck with Jaden Campbell at the back. And I'm really keen to see.
On paper, bro, their team is actually really good. You could say that for this current season, and they didn't live up to the potential.
I really did think they were going to, because I made the rookie mistake of being like, first year there, Desi's there, going to go unreal. Not the case. It's never the case.
Yeah.
You need to build that chemistry, that team, and I really feel like, if Ben Hunt November 1st fucking comes out and goes to the Titans.
This season just gone, Jaden Campbell coming to his own, sort of done a Nico in a sense where
Keano Keeney?
Yeah,
out of nowhere?
Yeah. Q Cup player.
AKP, highest try scorer in the fucking league. Like you said, on paper, humming.
I know. A few solid ones there that fly under the radar. What's his name? Kelly in the centres. Someone Kelly? Brian Kelly? Anyway, one of the centres.
Paul Kelly.
How to make fucking chicken schnitzel, chips and gravy.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Anyway, but on paper, their team... their team's good, and I don't know. Are they getting any new players that come to mind?
Nothing at this stage.
I'm sure over the off season there might be some stuff. But
lastly, just before we move on, back when you was talking about the Storm, Pappy, apparently whispers on $1 million currently.
Wow,
per season. He's unconfirmed. Storm's obviously a tight ship. Going to test his test his value on the open market come November 1st.
Okay.
Because I don't think
they got Faulongos fucking
and he's
snapping at his heels there.
Correct, and he's not signed for 2026.
Okay. A healthy puppy is, one of the best in the game, and same with Turbo, but just comes back to the same argument. How long do you keep flogging a dead horse? Like, it's not their fault that they're injury prone. Maybe it's a small part to play there, but, in the grand scheme of it, it's just very unlucky, these type of players. But, as a club, as a business, as a board, as a decision, you've got to make a calculated decision. We've got this young gun coming through the ranks. He's showing some good talent. Do we want to hold on to the injury-prone 50-50? When he's at his best, he's top 3, but he's out for 70% of the year on average. Are we going to take the risk again that he's going to be good this year and injury free, or do we, shop your odds, see if he goes elsewhere, and then you might be able to pay Fa'alongo a bit more. And
now, we actually asked this question a year ago when Storm was in the finals. Pappy just come back from injury, I think 3 games in.
He's coming off the bench and shit, yeah.
And he did the Achilles from a hip drop, accidental tackle from a friendly fire sort of thing. And you asked me the question, if you're the board of the Storm, what do you do?
I can't remember what you said, so refresh my memory.
At that point in time, I said, you hang on, right? The injury, I think, at the time we had determined was only going to be a 6-week sort of surgery recovery sort of thing. He come out. I wouldn't say that he fucking absolutely killed it this year. Like, in regards to fullbacks, I think there was a few better ones, like obviously Tedesco, Dill Edwards, fucking Reese wasn't that good, but there definitely was like some other. Even fucking
Ponga was back to good form.
Who's your boy? Fucking at the Doggies.
Oh, Connor Tracy.
He
come from Sharks. Yeah, he played fullback.
No, Connor Tracy plays for the Roosters.
Doggies. He was at Sharks, but he's at Doggies now.
Who are the ones that play for the Roosters?
Taff played for Bunnies. No,
the one that plays for the Roosters.
What, fullback?
No, he's at 14 now. His name's Connor Tracy.
No,
it's Connor Wilson, is it? No, Connor.
Oh, you're thinking of
Tracy
Connor Watson.
Connor Watson. Sorry, yes. Sorry,
you're not a fullback, cunt.
sorry. But his utility, he was yeah, same name. Anyway, at this stage right now, with the year he's had, which is okay, injury-free, but the injuries
Didn't he like fucking shatter his knee at the start of the season?
Who, Pappy?
Yeah, and
I don't think so.
And then what was that end of last season?
Nah, that was end of last season.
Was that
he
one.
did that hip drop and did the ankle and
because I thought he had this.
No, the knee one was the original one.
That was the original
and he was there
one.
for 18
and they're
months.
Like, not sure if he'll ever come back.
That's right. Then 3 weeks into him coming back, he's playing unreal.
Ankle.
Hip drop, does the ankle, the fucking bone slips off, and then we're all like, oh, fuck, his career's over. Anyway, comebacks, plays really good this year. The fact he asked for a pay increase...
Is that confirmed?
That's
as best as we can. Yeah.
As best as we can.
Yeah.
Journoing the journos. I go, if that's the case, he comes in and goes, you pay me $1 million a year at the moment, I want 1.25. Gone. Like, I got Fa'alongo there.
Yeah.
And Storm have always really been good at moving the players on just at the right time.
Yeah, as the new ones are bloody ready to spread the wings.
They've always nailed it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's at the stage where you just go, you know what, Pappy, we can't, with the current salary cap, meet your demands. Understand that you obviously think you're worth this. Go test your value in the open market.
Where else would you think he would slot in and, be really good at with his play style? Any teams come straight to mind?
Maybe the Dolphins?
Yeah,
like, even though I know Trey Fuller's really good, like, I could see him at the Dolphins. Like, yeah.
Trey Fuller did just do ACL, so he'll be out for half of next season. Like, he done it in the Q Cup semi-final at the end there.
That's right. I do remember. Yeah, so I could see him at the Dolphins.
He'll be out for, maybe a third of next season.
Yeah, so I could see that standard, that
got
experience.
Hammer there as well, I guess.
Hammer's great. And Hammer kind of is a Pappy, but you could kind of almost see them going together almost. And, yeah, anyway. That's that. But let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on, bro. I want you to give me a quick recap of UFC 308. We had Captain Weasel on the phone before.
Yep. Gave us nothing,
giving us
really.
I told you so's and
just
whatnot.
all he did was pat himself on the back, stroke his cock, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Now, heading into this fucking match, Abu Dhabi. It was broadcast in Australia at 5 a.m, main card in Australia. No women on the card because women aren't allowed to fight in Abu Dhabi.
That's crazy.
A lot of Muslim fighters, a lot of Dagestani fighters, a lot of big matchups here. Now, first off the bat was the Shara Bullet. He's also commonly referred to as the Pirate. He's the one with the bloodshot, scarred eye that faces inward.
How did he go, bro?
Absolutely killed it in the sense that he performed a move that has never, ever been performed in the MMA. Sorry, not MMA, UFC.
Okay, tell me more.
It was, I don't know what they're going to call it. I imagine they've come up with a name. But it was spinning back fist, which is all well and good. Bang. then complete 360 again on the rotating axis.
With the same hand.
So he's got, so he's got clockwise, anti-clockwise with the other one. So he's literally just hit old mate with the fist. Old mate's
like a
gone
1-2 sort of thing.
He's gone the 1-2 reverse.
He's gone bang, bang around.
Yep. And absolutely knocked out old mate. Just
Really?
cleaned him up. Yeah, it was absolutely unreal.
Fuck.
Now, you've got to remember, this guy has one eye,
Yeah.
which I think it means he's not allowed to fight in America. There was another fighter, Michael Bisping, who's now a commentator, who damaged his cornea during a fight, and he was never allowed to actually fight in America because they consider it like not a disability, but like you are not fit to fight because you have this disadvantage.
Surely you can say, I'll take all liability on myself, like I'm fighting. But obviously it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, I think that like they have a duty of care or something.
Yeah,
it's not even liability wise because I don't know really what it is.
If they just watch him knock that fucker out, like surely they go, well, fuck, he can toe with the best of him. Like
he's getting the title shot next.
Yeah.
Like he's that up and coming. He is.
So they're just going to have to time it where it's not fought in USA.
Correct. And I believe, and this may be wrong, but I think it's 6 fights in the US per year and 6 fights abroad. Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia. Sorry, it wasn't Abu Dhabi. It was Saudi Arabia. This fight was held at. They are the next big market. There is a lot of whispers that His Excellency is dealing with Dana White to potentially purchase all 4 boxing promotions.
Wow.
They've recently done a lot of boxing fights in Saudi Arabia, and His Excellency come out and said that he does not like dealing with the promoters in boxing, loves dealing with Dana White.
Yeah, okay.
And so they're talking about potentially doing something, which is something I mentioned in the Pod Topics No Reply chat, which is where we could potentially see the UFC as the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Yeah.
Which is where you incorporate all fighting martial arts.
As in boxing is a leg of
jiu-jitsu,
that.
taekwondo, grappling, wrestling, striking, kickboxing.
And then the UFC, as we know it, is the pinnacle because because it incorporates all.
Incorporates all.
That's cool.
But there is a fighting organization called ONE FC in Asia that is strictly striking and is extremely popular amongst the Asian countries. Like outdoes UFC in regards to numbers like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, wow.
But no jiu-jitsu, no grappling, that sort of thing. And so they were talking about like potentially doing like the Ultimate Fighting Championship is the top tier.
Yep.
Then you've got like the USC, the Ultimate Striking Champion.
Yep.
Then you've got like the UGC, the Ultimate Grappling Champion.
Striking like boxing.
Striking is boxing, kickboxing, taekwondo, karate, all those
Are they all subsets of the USC or?
No, they're all just mixed martial arts.
Oh,
so the UFC is like all mixed martial arts can be used.
Yeah. But this USC example, it's not like, all right.
You can't do wrestling.
In that there's just boxing and then there's kickboxing, but it's just incorporates.
You could do karate, you could do anything that's striking.
In the one fight.
There's that's right. You can only, that's the rule set.
Yeah.
You can't do jiu-jitsu. You can't do wrestling. You can't do grappling.
It's all just strike-based.
It's all just strike-based, right?
Yep, I like it.
And then you do another subset, which is UGC, which is the Ultimate Grappling Champion, where there is no striking, and it's just
more that taekwondo,
the jiu-jitsu and the
jiu-jitsu.
no taekwondo. Kind of judo and taekwondo. They're a little bit grappling, a little bit mixed. So I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
But like, there's no striking. It's all just technical, grappling and all that sort of stuff. So. And boxing would also go in the USC, the Ultimate Striking Champion. Yep. So that was something they were talking about on which I thought was fucking
that sounds awesome.
Fascinating as fuck.
Yeah.
And then you get like, because they were saying that like, and this was Joe Rogan talking about this, that there is like, for example, the biggest superstar in the UFC at the moment is Alex Pereira, who's come from a kickboxing background, come into the UFC at 5 years old. He's now 37. He's potentially one of the biggest stars the sport's ever seen.
Yeah.
And Joe was saying that although there is kickboxing in the UFC, the best striking matches, boxing, kickboxing, karate, happen outside the UFC. Because the UFC is so rounded,
Yeah.
You can't have the best of that mixed martial arts in the sport. You've got to be all-rounded. And he was saying how they should do it is, have this ultimate grappling championship, ultimate striking championship, and then as they go up the ranks, they become into almost the UFC, which is where
you've almost got to prove yourself in both arenas before you can
get into this top tier, which is then going to be...
It's more strategy, do you do more grapple, more attack,
correct.
Striking.
And that's what I was saying, is if you are a UFC champion of that weight class, you are considered then the best fighter in the world at that weight. So it's just this top tier system.
Bro, eh?
It's awesome that when they talk about it and that it's possible, because Saudi Arabia's got all the money in the world and they don't give a fuck.
So they just want to do that there, or they?
No, sorry, everywhere. They want to do that globally.
Yeah,
they want to partner up with.
They're talking to Dana.
They're talking to Dana White.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's continue on. Dan Ige and Leon Murphy. Dan Ige came back a couple times, couldn't get the job done. I can't remember Ankalov's first name. Rakik really got... I thought it was going to be a lot closer than what it was, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Ankalaev won. I had that in my multi. Robbie Whittaker.
Yeah, what happened there?
Against Khamzat Chimaev.
Round 1 submission after 3 minutes and 34 seconds.
1:30 left on the clock. Now, I've watched a lot of UFC. I have since 2016. I've seen a lot of the iconic injuries caused in the UFC. This is one that really sort of not fucked me up, but I couldn't really get past. Because for those that are listening and haven't seen it yet, Khamzat Chimaev, a Russian wrestler, striker, fighter, absolute motherfucker, come in and did Alexi, the intern, mentioned it well this afternoon. He did a headlock, and although no one in the UFC has tapped on a headlock, Robert Whittaker, who is top 15 greatest fighters all time in the UFC, tapped within 2 seconds. Which, if you don't get the neck, you really shouldn't have to tap because they're not choking you out. But he tapped within 2 seconds. And we find out after the fight, the reason for that was that Khamzat Chimaev's strength is so intense that he actually caved in Robert's jaw and cracked it straight in the middle here.
Oh, yuck.
And cracked it at the mandible. And so this portion of his jaw caved in.
So it sort of went back towards his neck.
Like the teeth caved in.
Wow.
They broke at the root, and then the jaw broke. He squeezed it until his jaw shattered.
That's sickening.
Which is sickening. It's
that is gross.
It's gross. And and I've seen some of the photos. I saw the MRI.
I'd seen a few of the photos.
And I've seen a few of the injuries in the UFC. Through sickening knockouts. Broken, snapped shin muscle, shin bones, where the leg wraps around the other leg, and that, and I said this to everyone else because when I said that's the most sickening injury I've seen in the UFC, they were like, "Oh, what about Chris Weidman's leg or Conor McGregor's leg?" I go, legs heal. Poor Robert is going to have titanium plates all throughout his jaw and dentures to keep his bottom teeth in place for the rest of his life. And I don't think
him done now.
I genuinely to be 100% honest, they haven't spoken about it. I don't think he fights again.
Because if you're a fighter, you're just jabbing the cunt in the chin,
and his whole mouth just obliterates.
Yeah,
it's just I don't see him fighting which is so insane. And I know you don't follow the sport, and this is where I kind of wish Fuckwit was back, but to end the career of a fighter like Robert Whittaker, who has gone against the best of the best in the modern sport, to end his career within a minute with a fucking chokehold where his fucking skull has crushed inwards, is...
So it wasn't even he wasn't even getting strangled in a sense. No air was blocking. It was just he was trying to get the thing with such pure strength that just fractured his jaw.
Khamzat used his forearm. I can't remember what the forearm bone's called. I think it's the.
Fuck me.
What do you got, Lexi?
Anyway,
tibia, fibia.
One of them ones.
Fucking one of them ones. He used it like a hydraulic press.
Yeah.
Where it just literally caved his fucking lower skull in, which is, to me, if I'm a fighter in that division, I don't want to face that motherfucker. Like, that's a lifelong injury.
Yeah.
You know, you get knocked out, you broke your collarbone, you broke your hand, whatever. You can heal, you can still live a normal life. That's a life-altering fucking injury for the rest of your life, which is fucking insanely scary.
Has UFC ever seen anything like that?
Never. That was one of the scariest.
Does that just speak to more of that this cunt is a skits cunt who done it to him, or just like fighters are now getting faster, stronger, like getting their regime in check?
It's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Before the fight, there was a lot of talk that like Kamzat was wrestling with the gold medalist from the Olympics like a couple of weeks out of this fight and uploaded the footage, and he was running through them. These are gold medalists.
Yeah.
And he's running through them.
Yeah. Well.
So I'd take with that with you will, but it is what it is. Lastly, before we finish up on the UFC 308 recap, Topuria, Ilya, coming up. Max Holloway, never ever been knocked out versus Volk, Conor McGregor, the Diamond, Dustin Poirier, has fought pretty much Jose Aldo, defeated Jose Aldo twice, has fought pretty much every big name in his division and the upper division the sport has seen in the last 10 years, and he got knocked out by this up-and-comer. Now,
and I think Steve said last week he's like technically never been knocked down at all. Not knocked down, not even knocked out.
Not even knocked out.
Yeah.
He got a technical one in the last one. It wasn't really one, but it was technically. And he knocked him out in the third round.
Fuck.
Which is just...
Was that like baffling to you when you were watching it?
It was a little bit, because Max is the best boxer in the UFC, or was. And so, like, they didn't do... Like, oh, yeah, they did some leg kicks. Who gives a fuck? There was no grappling. There was no nothing. So if this was just a boxing match, that means Ilya knocked him out in the third round. Boxing matches usually go for 12.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was absolutely astounding. He really is a real deal. I didn't think
Is it the passing of the baton?
It 100% is the passing of the baton.
Because his time was coming up anyway, and maybe this was just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Look, 5 years ago, would it have been the same fight? No. You know what I mean? Like, Max is 32. You know, he's sort of getting to that stage. He's fought for a long time. He come into the UFC at 20, started fighting when he was professionally at 18. So he's been in the game a long time, had a long active history, but I think Ilya is the fucking real deal. Yeah. So, off the UFC.
Has he lost yet, Ilya? Was he undefeated?
Undefeated.
Yeah, wow.
And looks to be undefeated for the foreseeable future. Now, let's get into my new favourite sport.
NFL?
Let's
go. Bro, week 8 recap. Last few weeks we haven't really been doing results, so I just want to just shout out a few quick games. Firstly, the Friday game, the Rams upset the Vikings. Rams 30, Vikings 20. And much to both of our disgust, because we both had bets riding on the Vikings, just coming off the back of their hot hand and looking very good. But, man, hindsight's a beautiful thing, because after it was all said and done, I was like, how the fuck did they just do that? The Rams, they aren't playing great. They've had a few injuries the start of the season.
Vikings have been playing great.
Red hot hand. Only just lost to the Lions the other week. That was a pretty close matchup. It was all on riding on the wall was Vikings. Another win. Keep the roll on going. All good. But, man, hindsight's a great thing. Both their star wide receivers were back, and Stafford was just tinging them, going bump, 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 just hitting Puka Nakua, Cooper Kupp all day long. And, fuck, they both killed it, man. And just, yeah, if I had my time over, closely looked at, who was in, who was out, I probably would have said maybe it was going to be closer than what I initially thought. But look, that's NFL. There's upsets every week.
That there is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one of those upsets this week, did I write that down?
The Browns versus
the Browns, bro, yes.
Bro.
Wow, did you catch any of that? Or?
Yeah, I did. Last two quarters, fuck me.
Do you know what I'm saying now about Ravens and just like they are rocks and diamonds, but just it's like Lamar.
No, it's the whole NFL, bro.
Yeah.
Like Pittsburgh Steelers, let's just go to today's game. Let's just skip ahead a little bit. Pittsburgh Steelers versus New York Giants. Giants have been playing absolutely terrible. Pittsburgh Steelers have been playing fucking extremely well. It's a Pittsburgh home game, sorry. The line was -6. And although, yes, the line hit, it almost fucking did.
I know. And like the Giants are playing terrible the whole game, but you can still just manage to like stay in the game. You get like a turnover into points, and then it's like the whole game's turned on its head.
A couple sacks late in the game, and I was like, fuck. I was fucking on my tippy toes because obviously my YN2U round 2 was on today for fucking Steelers -6.5 for $1.90.
What did they end up winning by?
8. They won by 8. Yeah, so like, bro, they're always me, man.
They're always pretty close to them.
Those handicap lines, and I'm always looking at them like, they're gonna fucking piss this in, and they fucking never do.
Well, at one stage, if you had it on the second quarter, you would have been going, "Fuck, this is the easiest money I've ever made." But yeah, as you just said, the game can turn on its head at any moment, and yeah, that happened for the Ravens, man. Like, just fuck, bro, Lamar. He killed it on fantasy. If we're talking fantasy yards, throwing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, but then he does these stupid little things, and I've said it a couple pods ago, he like dances around too much, goes away from like an obvious game plan where they might just be feeding Derrick Henry and that cunt's just fucking eating up meters for breakfast. And then, the Browns, they just stayed in the game enough where, they could come off like a lucky play like this and end up coming off for them, bro. They... last little touchdown, probably like a minute or two to go, and Jameis Winston.
Yes,
his name is
Jamie Winston,
or Jameis Winston, something like that. Just slings this, like, I think might have been second down, and just sent a wide receiver.
He is their quarterback, yeah.
It's usually Deshaun Watson, but he's injured and he's a bit dust.
There's been all this talk about this Jamie Winston, and they're like, the last 4 letters of his last name are wins, and like he like does these like pre-game fucking speeches.
You sound like you're
deep
on a rabbit hole Instagram video there.
Yeah, and he's like,
the pre-game speeches were fucking sick.
I know. They're like, hey, do you want to say anything before the game? And he's like, the fate of this game is in the hands of God today.
It's like
and
a Braveheart fucking speech.
Yeah, and everyone's like, whoa. And then he's like out on the field and they're doing the mic'd up thing, and he's like rallying the fucking troops.
I really fucking like that one.
I'm half getting around him just because of Instagram's throwing him at me. But Lions obviously absolutely fucking pumped the Titans into oblivion.
Yeah. They're just going on an absolute heater, bro. 6-1 record there. Fuck. I think they got a few tough matchups. I was actually just looking today. I might just quickly pull that up. But, I can't see who's going to beat the Lions, to be honest. I wonder who their game is that they lost to the other week.
Yeah, it's the...
I will just quickly have a look. Lions. The Lion Kings, brother.
The Lion Kings lost to the Seattle Seahawks. No, they didn't. No, they beat the Seattle Seahawks.
What if it was the Jets, Green Bay, Miami, Indiana? Oh, it might have been Buffalo. They lose to Bills? Anyway, I can't see it. I can't see it easily on my fantasy app, but...
Let's talk about...
Oh, no, sorry, that's the wrong team.
That's not like you.
My bad. Okay, so the upcoming schedule. Green Bay, who have been humming, although Jordan Love, their QB, just got injured again. Houston Texans, my team, I've got. That'll be closer than you think, but I'll get to it in a sec. Yeah, their other star wide receiver, Stephon Diggs, has done a knee injury. That was a non-contact knee injury, which never looks good. They haven't confirmed anything yet. And then, Jacksonville, they'll roll through them. But later on the season, they finish off with like Buffalo, San Fran, Minnesota. So a few tough games to finish, but that's usually a good thing, I find. A few tough matchups leading into the playoffs.
Yeah, you want to sharpen your iron.
Yeah, sharpen the iron. Iron sharpens iron, brother.
And let's talk about the play of the round.
Bro, this shit doesn't happen often these days, so when you see it, it's fucking cool because... I just always remember this shit happening, like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers when he was at Green Bay in his prime.
Yeah.
Drew Brees at
Did
Saints.
Peyton Manning ever used to do it?
Right, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, all those absolute greats just used to do this arsey shit all the time. Games on the line or the quarter's about to end, just throw a Hail Mary and just somehow a receiver would jump up, catch, or as this one showed, it was just a slight ricochet and it just bounced into the bread.
And old mate,
straight in the bread basket. He just wasn't even in the play. He was just out the back.
but he knew.
Yeah.
I swear like he fucking knew. He was just sitting there. He didn't even rush up like everyone else. He just sat there and he's like, this is coming my way.
Because it's always a chance, man. When you've got fucking 8 people like...
The rebound.
Defenders, attackers trying to grab it, defenders trying to hit it out. There's always a potential ricochet. So
now let's break it down really. So the Bears are winning at 15. The Commanders were at 12. Is that right?
What was the final score there?
18-15?
18-15. So they would have scored 6. I don't even think they take the kick up.
No, they just win.
Just a win.
Yeah, that's right. So they were 12.
Yep.
It gets down to last quarter. Last second goes.
So yeah, they hadn't scored a touchdown. It was all field goals. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the QB does like a double. Yeah, does a double, goes back to the other side.
Yeah, goes out of the pocket, nothing on. Yeah, swings around,
back.
Sort of nothing on. Defender nearly gets him, and then defender sort of just hold him out like the offensive line there, and then just
absolutely sends a 60-yard missile.
Bro, he just goes 1-2 stab. He does it so easily, man. Like, and there's not much to him. He looks like a skinny little rake like you over there.
Yeah. Oh, I used to be.
And just 1-2 ting, and just sailed in the air.
It sailed and had a beautiful arc, and towards the end goal, you had, I think, 3 Commanders, I believe 3 Bears, maybe 4 Bears.
Yeah, they probably had the safety back there, and anyway, they had a couple defenders back there as well. Yeah.
7 of these people have jumped up for the ball. One smart commander sitting at the back in the TD, waiting for this fucking message from God.
Well, it showed how much time they had, because they'd obviously all got to the end zone because he had a fair bit of time, was dancing around, and then, usually on those plays, they're still running towards the end or whatever.
But no,
they were all
there was
down
like
there.
3 of them in there.
Yeah, they're already down there sort of parking up while he's trying to find the pass, and old mate's just thought, I'm just going to sit back here and fucking hope for the best. And
sure enough, they've all gone up. Boom, balls popped up straight into the breadbasket. Touchdown. Game won.
Hail Mary win. It was fucking cool, man. And I seen this other clip on Instagram today.
Ever since Steve talked terrible about the Commanders, they've been going unreal.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he needs to start doing that about like our rugby league teams or something.
Yeah, if he could start talking shit about the Eagles, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah. Bro, there was like an interview on the sideline. Not sure who it was, someone in the Commanders organisation. And he's like, or maybe it was an ex-player on the sideline. It was like down to the last play and like looks like they're about to lose. He's like, man, I feel like today, we didn't win on the scoreboard, but as morally, I felt like it was a good, we won morally. And then everyone turns around and goes, that loses our shit. And then
because he's like getting interviewed early.
As like the last play is happening, he's like, it's a moral win or whatever. He thought they played well, and then they turn around, everyone's fucking going off chops, and man, I love to see it. It's just good for the sport, and it's like a golden point win in rugby league. It's just so hype, and you love to see it, even if you're not a fan of either teams. Like that clip was circulating around, America all day, going, "Fuck, this is so cool!" Like, don't see this often, so anyway, but bro, you had a few questions for me about NFL rules. Do you remember them?
Yeah, I do. If you get sacked, is it automatically a turnover? No. When you get sacked and if the ball drops,
it's a fumble, yeah. So
you're QB in, right? And and someone comes and you drop the ball, regardless it goes forward, back, whatever. That's a turnover, yes, or a fumble or whatever.
Fumble, unless sometimes, say they're getting tackled, they fall to the ground. If their knee or their ass or their elbow hits the ground first before they lose possession. That's called like the ball's is grounded.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But yeah, if they're on predominantly on their feet and
they
the
get
ball's
smacked that
and
hard,
the ball's
just
hit
pops
out, yeah, it's play on. It's live ball. So yeah, fumble.
Now, when you say live ball, if the team that just got sacked gets the ball back, all good.
They get the ball back from wherever that say it goes forwards or backwards.
So it's not just an automatic like handover, like you know in touch if the ball drops hits the ground, it's all.
Say a defender runs right around and fucking punches the ball out from behind, and so the attacking team's facing forward, and the ball goes 10 meters forward, and one of the wide receivers just happens to jump on it. They just get the ball back, like the play. Once the defender touches him or whatever, play's dead. But yeah, you might have made yardage. Very rarely that happens. But yeah, if you jump on a fumbled ball and it's your team, given that it's not going to be fourth down and you got to punt it, you still keep the ball. So
now the only other thing I had a question about so far, and I'll probably think of them as the season goes on, when do they classify a tackle? Like, for example, NRL, the ref yells out, held, even if the person's up, not really making meters, they go down, whatever. In the NFL, I can't really tell because there's instances where they throw it to a wide receiver and they'll like just catch it and then they'll just like jog it out.
Yeah,
like they won't keep running.
It's when forward motion has stopped. So when I think that's similar to what the terminology is, but it's like when the forward motion has sort of come to a stop, or like you're obviously talking about when they're not taken to the ground, right? Like when
but there is some instances, like I saw one in the game today, they threw it, old mate got it, he runs, the defender gets like right down on his haunches and like hits old mate, but there's no wraparound, and he sort of like turns away, but then it's kind of like the play's over.
Like
he
could have like ground or.
I think so.
It's sort of like, as well. So say you throw it to a wide receiver, he trips over and he's on the ground or whatever, and like even in the motion of getting back up, like if his knee or whatever's still on the ground, defender just has to run over and touch him and then it's dead. So
right, okay.
There's a few different circumstances there.
Yeah, I just didn't know what the limitations on it were, sort of thing.
So say you're a running back, you take up a truck, you're in traffic or whatever. Basically, when the ref deems that there's no more forward motion, they'll run in with their whistles and they say that's the play done.
So wide receiver catches the ball.
Yep.
Got someone right on his tail.
Yep.
Is it just touch then? Like he has to just touch him and then that's it? Or is it like you got to tackle him?
You got to take him to the ground.
Yeah, you do have to take him to the
out
ground.
Or get another one and start pulling him backwards, I guess. Yeah,
right. Okay.
Stop that. So,
the forward motion. Yes, of course.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, right. That makes sense then. That's the only rules I have for you this week.
No worries. I'm an NFL encyclopedia. Not, but anyway. How about we get into some of our new favourite game?
I was going to say, fuck the EPL. Let's get into the game.
So gambling brought to you by Ned's. A little bit earlier than usual, but this new game's gambling, and it's brought to you by Nice, but sponsored by Ned's, of course. So 2 and under. Do you just want to recap? We'll read rule for rule our little game that I cooked up last week, and we'll just refresh everyone on the rules, Steve-O. So I'll start off. Basically, 2 and under. Your first rule: start with $100. Second rule, Steve-O:
2 legs only per game.
Third rule: odds has to be $2 and under. $2 inclusive and under.
Now, something interesting I picked up this week while we're just discussing this. This is in direct conflict of Rule 9 of the Book of Eli.
Okay.
The amount of legs in the multi to exceed the odds.
Yes,
I didn't think about this until I started betting on it. But
there's got to be a little clause in there where
correct.
If it's under $2, you know what I mean?
No, I think the clause is if your betting system is in direct confrontation.
Proves that other rule wrong in a sense.
Yes. There's exceptions that can be made. Like all rules, physics, fucking chemistry, biology, every single rule in that world has an exception to the rule. And I feel like this may be the exception. If you make this separate game to the game of gambling.
Yeah, we're playing this, we're doing the two legs purely for the fact that we're playing this little game in a sense.
That's right. This
Whereas
isn't
if we're
just general rules. This
picking
isn't
out-
general relativity.
Yeah, for sure.
This is specific rules to this game. So that's where I think it may be okay.
Yep, for sure. Next one, have the rollover of 80% of the total winnings. I know last week we were a bit all over the shop there. I think you were saying 80% of the profit, but I'm really sticking with 80% of the winnings. So, start with 100. Hopefully win the first one, roll over 80% of the total winnings, keep 20% for your little safety bank there. If you lose at any stage and your kitty's not $100, you still start again with $100. But, the aim of the game is to go 2 weeks in a row, winning, 3 bets each week. And as we said last week, it can be any sport, but we're sort of sticking with NFL and then NBA. And I like to keep them together. So 1 week, if you do Friday, Monday, Tuesday, NFL, then the rest of the week to finish your 2 weeks, even though that's probably only a week, you can do NBA, for example, or you can wait till the next round of NFL. So, Steve-O, last week, if you listened to this podcast and followed all of these bets I gave everyone, tick, 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 6 out of 6, bro.
And that isn't your dealer calling you. That's fucking money we're making you.
Exactly. That's not Steve asking you, texting on Monday morning, reminding you of what you owe.
Now, you haven't done the math, which I'm very disappointed in.
I know. Sorry.
About how much you won if you were to get on following our rules.
I know.
Every single 6 of those bets.
And you know what? I'm going to put myself on accountability check here. I didn't even... Because one of these games I missed and then I tried to catch up, jumping on the next one. I end up getting on the Bengals-Eagles game, which we'll cover in a sec. And then went again on the Steelers-Giants. But silly me didn't even get on all these bets. And that's just the gambling gods laughing in my face saying, you want to create this new game. You want to give these tips. You don't even get on it. So
if you don't get on it, it'll get up.
We're going to make them all win and you're not going to reap the benefits of it. So
let me just fucking hang on.
But bro,
I'm referring to the Bible here.
Yeah. What do you got for me, Jack?
If you don't get on it, it'll get up. Rule fucking 3. Okay? It's straight after rule 2.
Yeah. So
rule 3 of the Book of Eli. If you don't get on it, it'll get up.
If any of you out there got on it, which I doubt, just because,
the person who made it didn't even get on it.
I personally wasn't putting them in the open group for ease of copying and all that. So, as I said, I'll take a bit of accountability there. But if you did get on them, you're welcome. If you didn't, commiseration. So, I'll just quickly go over them. Had Justin Jefferson over 60-plus receiving yards, tick. Kyron Williams, anytime touchdown scorer, tick. At this stage, these 3 NFL ones, I didn't have odds. I reckon that one might have been just over $2. But anyway, we digress. Jamar Chase, over 50-plus receiving. Saquon Barkley, over 60-plus rushing. And then, today's game, Malik Neighbors over 50-plus receiving. He was looking a bit shit there at the start, but ended up getting, I think it was like 59 or 60, low 60s. Anyway, and George Pickens over 40-yard. He killed it. He ended up finishing on like 90-plus last time I checked on the back end of the game. So all of those hit. Yep, again, under $2, 2 legs when we're sort of rolling over the winnings is the system there. And then I also gave the NBA a couple games. It tipped off last week, the NBA. So I went Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, 20-plus points, $1.67 tick. I got on that. Pistons, Pacers, I had Cunningham, 20 points, Siakam, 6 rebounds, $1.71 tick. That one pretty much hit in the first half, which I was stoked at. And Mavericks versus Spurs, Mavs handicap minus 7.5. So if you're in the open group, you would have seen, this is another rule in the Book of Eli. I changed my tip. So on the pod, this is what I put down, $1.92 I liked at the time. I think maybe you put a little bit of doubt in my head, Steve-O. You went, 7.5 handicap, don't like it. So I got my own head, went for something that was quote-unquote safe. I think it was Victor Wembanyama, fucking a.k.a. Wemby, him over 20 plus 20 points. And Luka Doncic over 20 points. Wemby only got 17, and I was like, fuck. So that was me on my third rollover, was doing these big write-ups in the open group. Anyway, that's what I get. That's what I get for going against the Booker Eli, and that's what I also get for not riding those NFL ones as well. So, but anyway, bro, Steve-O, all in all, great little game, if I do say so myself.
Well, I've just won my second game today.
You know what I mean? Say I took all those ticks out. You just look at them all and you go, yeah, they all look like they're going to hit. So we're going to go back again this coming week. We'll get to that in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 NFL ones to follow for this coming week. So Friday game, which the odds are out. A Monday morning game, odds aren't out, but I know that the odds will be under $2. And then a Tuesday game for NFL Week 9. So we'll get to those in a second. And then I'm also going to do NBA bets as well, but they're going to be only in the open group just because some of the odds aren't out yet. And I do, as best I can, like to give you guys odds when we do the pod. So we'll go to the 3 NFL bets, and 3 will be in the open group. But before that, Steve-O, you want to read the Neds promo that they're doing on NBA? We touched on it last week as they kicked off, but just want to hit everyone again with what the promo is.
Yeah, so as Brandon was just saying, part of the YN2U game was getting on a heap of the NBA games last week. Now, this is completely separate to the game, but it involves getting on the NBA. So place a head-to-head bet on any NBA ESPN game this week, and if your selection is ahead by 12 or more points at halftime, we'll pay you out as a winner. It applies for the first $250 staked, and it's single bets only.
Thank you, Steve-O. And I've just made a few notes sort of, further to that promo there. So top 4, records in the Eastern and Western Conference. So I've got Celtics 3-0, Cavs 3-0, Magic 2-1, and Hawks 2-1 in the Eastern Conference. And yeah, in the West, we've got OKC 3-0, Lakers 3-0, Warriors 2-1, and Phoenix 2-1. So if you want to get on the Neds promo with something out of those teams that are doing well, I've cherry-picked a little $2.35 bet of the Lakers versus the Warriors. And why I like that, on my little app today, I've got that Steph Curry is like indefinitely out for, I think it's a shoulder injury. Forgive me if that's wrong, but he's got an injury that he's out for indefinitely at the moment. So, Klay Thompson's no longer with the Warriors, and they just don't have the depth that they once had. So Lakers hot streak 3-0. I know Warriors seem to be their kryptonite over the last few years, but Curry out. I think that's a big out, and paying $2.35. So I see some value in that if you want to jump on that Neds head-to-head promo, and also the Phoenix Suns. You've got Devin Booker, Kevin Durant up against the Nuggets. Nuggets have had a slow start, but they're obviously still a championship team. So that Nuggets were paying $1.90 and Phoenix Suns paying $1.91. So I like the Suns only just, but as always, gamble within your means. So, really like that promo, Steve-O. But 2 and under this week. This is what I've cherry-picked for yourself and the punters, and I will not be making the same mistake twice.
You will not be repeating yourself.
I've already put this first bet on as the odds are out, and after this, I will post it straight in the open group. So this is Friday's game. Jets-Texans. Before we get into that, how do you reckon that one will go down, bro? You've got Aaron Rodgers. He got his star wide receiver, Devontae Adams, has now come over to the Jets. They've been playing hot and cold.
They have been. I think it's just fucking Aaron was injured last year, and a lot of people are trying to say, he's fucking overrated and all the rest of it. You just got to get to know your team, and that doesn't really happen until you play games, and he didn't fucking happen to play any games last year. And I think that they're just off to a start. It's not bad, it's not good. They're just working things out. Aaron's a fucking great quarterback. Let's not forget that. People are trying to say he's washed up, fucking blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Right, I can't. Well, if Tom Brady come to your team and you fucking take him, of course you fucking would. Exactly. So settle the fuck down, right?
And he's of that
let him work
caliber.
out his shit. Yeah, let him
May
work.
not have the rings to go with it, but he's of that caliber
100%.
of Tom Brady.
And you just got to let the kinks work themselves out.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
got to roll with the punches,
just
man.
got to roll with it, brother. This is technically his first year. As we said, the scriptwriters last year told him he was going to tore his Achilles ankle in the fucking 47th minute of the first game on the fucking wet turf. So the poor cunt's just trying to fucking work out the kinks, bro.
And bro, as I said before, Texans, Stephon Diggs, who come over from the Bills from last year to this year, he's just done, like
Cardi
a
B's
non-contact
fucking mistress.
knee injury. And 2 or 3 weeks ago, Nico Collins, our other sort of star wide receiver, he's out for multiple weeks as well. So, if I had to predict the game, I think Jets will just get it. But that's besides the point. In our 2 and under game, we don't choose results. We choose player props, brother.
No, I'm staying away from results.
So what I've chosen for this game, Dalton Schultz, he's like a veteran tight end. Very solid. But to start off the year, he was a bit quiet because, they've got all these new star wide receivers. CJ Stroud, second year in the league. Pretty new, but highly touted. Playing some good American football, if you will. But now Diggs and Collins are out. I reckon Schultz will pick up the slack there, and he's a reliable receiver when you need to get that first down on those big plays. He gets the job done. So
Wilson plays for the Jets, yeah?
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. He's a wide receiver young wide receiver for Jets. So Dalton Schultz, tight end, 30+ receiving yards into Garrett Wilson, 45+ receiving yards. That's paying $1.87 on our favourite, our only Neds.
Yep.
So that's the first leg for 2 and under for this
don't
week.
mind
So
it whatsoever.
$100 on that. That'll win you $187.
Just quietly, I will be doing a different, because that's Friday's game, yeah?
Yeah.
I will be doing a different 2 and under that just because obviously we want to spice it up. I'm currently...
Well, this will be mine.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you to yours and fucking play on, brother.
Yeah.
What do you got?
No, I don't have
you're not
it yet.
sure
I haven't
yet?
had a look yet.
You're just
But I
going to do
know that,
something a little bit
I'm
different.
going into my third 2 and under rollover.
When you're doing it, just text me. I just want to see your game plan, what you're thinking, and talk me through it.
Yeah.
I'll be keen to see that. But then we move on to Bengals Raiders. So one of the Monday morning games, Aussie time. Jacoby Myers, he's basically moved into like the number 1 wide receiver role as Devontae Adams, got traded from Raiders over to the Jets. So he was just coming off a 2-game injury streak. Played on the weekend, absolutely shredded. Got a touchdown.
Both Bengals players, yeah.
100+ yards. Myers is Raiders. But
he
he's
is.
he's one of the go-to. So 30+ receiving yards. And then, Jamar Chase, star wide receiver for Bengals, 50+. Had him on, last week there, 50+. He only got 54. And even though the wide receiver 2, Higgins, was out, so you could say that not looking great, but Joe Burrow didn't play his best game. So I'm looking for a bounce back game from Burrow. I reckon Jamar Chase is the answer. 50+ for him, 30+ for Jacoby Myers. So odds aren't out yet. Odds TBC. Make sure you're in the open group to follow that.
Keen to see who big fucking Kirky Cousins is playing this week for the Cardinals. Oh, sorry, the Falcons.
What you keen to see?
Yeah, like you sort of follow certain players in the NFL, I feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kirko Chains,
Yeah, I like Kirko Chains.
Something about him, eh?
Yeah, there's something about him, and I really feel. And
they got the Cowboys this week, Monday, 4 a.m. Cowboys have been playing terrible, though. Fuck, so bad.
Who'd they play?
Cowboys,
Friday?
San Fran. That was yesterday.
Yesterday. I had fucking...
It was terrible.
Oh, no, I actually ended up winning because I went... What did I go? I went Brock Purdy 200+ and... over. No, under 55.5, and it was 54.
What was that paying?
Fucking like $1.30.
What, under?
Yeah, because like 55.5
Yeah,
points
I
is
know.
pretty fucking...
But like, if
I know
both them
that both
teams are
real
humming,
bad defensively, yeah.
if both them teams are humming though, you could say that they can score points. But bro, that was just terrible.
But
terrible.
they both aren't humming.
Yeah, I know.
Which is why under 55.5 was like,
but I'm just saying
that's pretty guaranteed.
They still have the potential to hum and just be going touchdown for touchdown, but obviously they
I know, and I
that.
really did think about that. I was like, fuck, they're both so defensively and like shit at the moment. They'll just both be doing fucking massive fucking touchdowns. And
you know what? I
shit.
used to be really, really good at picking the over-under in rugby league and NFL, and for some reason, I don't know if they've just gotten better with the lines or whatever, and then I avoid it now like the play because I just can't pick it to save myself.
Yeah,
but it used to be really, I used to go, I had this system for NRL. I'd choose one game over or under total points and then one game just a win or loss and multi them up. And I would do the same for NFL. And I used to fucking clean up a bit, but now it's, far from that.
Yeah,
so,
they
anyways,
dialed it in.
Yeah, I was just
they've got fucking they got ChatGPT doing the fucking lines.
Yeah, doing the numbers, run the numbers. I just stick to my player props now, especially because I'm fucking heavy on fantasy. I've taken 2 L's in a row on fantasy. I'm now 6-2. Slot down to second spot. Samuelson overtakes me. He's 6-2, but it's got me on the for and against, a little bastard. But anyway, that's all right. I'll bounce back this week, hopefully. Okay, and then the third game, Chiefs Buccaneers. That'll be a good matchup, actually.
Yeah.
So another one here, like that previous bet where I said Texans.
I like Mayfield for one plus passing touchdown.
Yeah, that only pays about $1.12 roughly.
Oh, is it $1.12?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't like that at all. Then.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
but
what the fuck would Mahomes be playing for one plus?
oh, they haven't been going that good, but
Chiefs.
just they've been doing more running touchdowns. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know what that means, but yes.
So he's not really passing touchdowns.
It's just rushing?
Yeah, rushing.
Oh,
Yeah. They've been doing more of them than passing. So anyway. Okay. So Mayfield, Chiefs Bucks, Mayfield 1+ passing touchdown. There might be a bit more than what I just said, $1.12, $1.15, just because their 2 star wide receivers are out. And that's why I've also doubled up on this one. Cade Otton, their tight end. He's been playing really solid, and then Goodwin's out for the season, one of their star wide receivers, and then Evans out for 4 to 5 weeks. They put him on injury reserve, and this Otton just went off chops, 2 touchdowns, 100 yards on the round just gone. So, really like that. 45+ receiving yards. Yeah, I think that'll probably be paying about $1.50, I reckon. So all in all, that one will be. Are you just checking if the odds are out now, or Otton socks? Get that in your Otton socks, brother.
Get that in the fucking Ottonots.
So that's my 3 legs NFL for 2 and under segment, brought to you by Neds. And as I said, the NBA bets will be exclusively in the Nice Sports Open group. If you haven't already, jump on, download the Neds app, and just go to the Open group section. And just scroll down the bottom and, you'll see our Nice Sports group there, which is still baffling, man. Like a national company
it's technically an international company.
International company.
It's one of the major bookies of the world.
I know. Isn't that a bit of a fucking pinch yourself moment, eh? Why the fuck do they want to sponsor us little weasels doing a podcast every week? But anyway, love you, Neds.
Well, also, we love you so much because they wanted us to direct a little clip for their Melbourne Cup Day coming up in the next 7 days. And God, didn't we get into it, Brando?
Oh, I was loving it, eh?
I was in my element.
I think I'm a low-key, want to be some sort of,
Director. Producer,
yeah.
I fucking, for a long time, obviously big movie buff, wanted to do that sort of stuff, but I was like, I could never do it. That little hour we spent there doing that.
Do it, brother.
I want to do it.
Yeah, I know. Why? What's to say we can't do it?
Yeah, no, there's not.
You have all the people around you.
We got the gear, we got the people.
Yeah.
Bet Tech.
Well, let's get into Bet Tech write-offs brought to you by Neds. I know we're already in our gambling segment.
Brought to you by ROCQ. Sorry, no Neds.
Last week, as we mentioned, Vikings let both of us down. I had them head-to-head win at a pizzly $1.60, and they let me down. And Steve-O, you had the handicap -3 and
similar
under.
to what your little 2 and 2 under fucking game is. I thought I'm going to start picking lines and the match points, just to get that $3 mark for this Bet Tech stuff, because I want to instead of just win half the stake back, half the winnings is the stake.
Yeah,
I'm I want to make a third be the stake and the other 2 be the winning sort of thing.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
anyway, turns out both were gone.
Yeah, what was the overs there? We just said it was, 30 to 20, so it was 50. So it was close.
Yeah, it was
Fucking very close.
I went under 48, but it was over 48, obviously. So, and then
Sergeant Weasel.
Sergeant fucking Captain
Hands of
Junkie.
Steel Neil.
Hands of Steel Neil.
He must have been undercard, right? Because he wasn't on that little
Nah,
list.
he was the first fight of the main card.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I must have... Well, ESPN must have had that wrong.
Oh,
then.
actually, he might have been the last fight of the prelim.
He might have been, yeah. Because anyway, we digress. But yeah, Steve had Hands of Steel, Neil, Magnum,
And he gets a $4.10 win.
I know, Chimaev and Taporia all in a multi, $4.10. That'd almost be the, for bet tech purposes, like the highest multi odds that have won. Would you say? Like
I'd have to check.
This is me just
I'd have
just
to
going
check.
off vibe and vibe alone.
I'd have to check. I think he got another one that was like $6.
$6, yeah, true. That did.
Yeah.
That did pop in my brain.
Just so he's not fucking all like. I had a $6.
Are you looking at it now? Or?
Yeah, I had a $6.34 multi on the UFC on the weekend that got up. So you're
nice.
fucked. Yeah,
nice. You outplayed him by $2 something odds, eh?
I did. Yes.
Very nice. Sivo, my bet tech this week, bro. I'm just going to go with one of the legs out of my 2 and under segment. So the Friday game, Jets Texans, Schultz 30 plus receiving yards, and Garrett Wilson 45 plus receiving yards. Yeah, I know it doesn't look great there, $1.87, but our minimum's $1.50. So I'm just playing by the rules of the Ned's bet tech. And that's what I'm going to run with this week, bro. Steve is going to be 2 bets behind unless he sends one in.
Yeah, which we'll
try to get him to.
Maybe we'll just ready back. My bet tech is that we've got a few couple of Major League Baseball bettors in the Ned's Open group now.
Quick shout out to that first game of the World Series, best of 7. They do similar to basketball. It come down to the last pitch, and old mate's just, I don't know the players from a bar or so, and just tinged a home run. Just needed to get, I don't know if this is the right terminology, just to first base, one more point to win that game. And tings a home run, and all 4 of them or whatever, get it. And it was it's pretty cool, man. As a kid playing that sport, that's what you would dream of your whole fucking childhood. So pretty cool to see that.
Yeah, so my bet tech this week is the Dodgers to win the next game of the World Series.
What's that paying?
$2.10.
So who won? Were they the ones who won the game 1 or no?
Nah.
Who was that? The
Yankees. The New York
The Yanks. The American Yanks. All right, well. Bro, as always, odd subject to change. Check T's and C's on the Ned's website, neds.com.au, or in the app.
We love you all.
Love you all. Keep an eye out for our little reel. And
a little directional debut.
Yeah. And we'll do it all again next week.
Bye-bye. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.